I'm Ryan Eiler from Wonderment Games. This is my game, Quodd Heroes. Quodd Heroes is I like to say it's an action strategy, scenario-based action strategy game. It's like Mario, like a platformer video game in the form of a board game. So how it works is you have a cube-shaped character, and there's a different action assigned to each face of the character. On your turn, when you're moving, you're going to start by tumbling your character over onto a space, and then you'll perform the action associated with the face that's on top. This is an old miniature, so it doesn't have the correct art on each arm, but so as you're moving, you're going to activate any board elements, so this water, and then, so if I start my turn like this, I would go backwards, and then I would look at my face, and my face says I can move diagonally 1, 2, 3 spaces, so I could go like that. So that's how you move. The scenario, it's a scenario-based game, so every time you play, it's a different objective. So what we're demoing over here today is a player elimination scenario, which is not typical. Most of the time you're going to be doing things like collecting crystals and then taking them somewhere to drop them off, or say dropping it on a switch, which is going to open a door, and then you can get into something else.
Zelda style.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of, there's 30 scenarios in the rulebook, and player interaction, if you're playing, there's cooperative, there's solo, there's versus stuff, there's team games. So you can also push other players as you're moving. So if I push this guy into a pit as I'm moving, he's going to respawn at the nearest checkpoint, and then I can carry on with my movement, and etc. So this is just basically an action selection thing. So as you're moving, there's also combo moves. So if I activate my back on Texi, like tumbling like this, now I can tumble again up to 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. I can collect this crystal, I put it on my player board, and now I can activate my Q, which lets me get a card, for example, in his case, an item card. So the cards in the game, there are several types of cards. There are items and pets, runes and food, and I don't think we have a food card, we do. So these are different types of cards. So some of the cards stay in play, which give you a permanent ability. Like this one, for example, lets me ignore pits. So I can just float right over top of them. And this one lets me do something powerful. And then you have cards that are played once and they go away. So we can do things like rotate boards, like pick up a whole board and rotate it. Typically a game has multiple boards, so it's not just one. It doesn't make sense to rotate it in this case, but when there's 2 boards and my opponent's over here, I can then rotate his board away, and now he's farther away from where he needs to be. So those are the kinds of things that happen in the game, and at the end of every round there's world events and that kind of thing.